Welcome to Elements of Fierce, where we get to once again celebrate entrepreneurs carving new paths as they fulfill their mission to make our world a better place. I am so excited about my guest today, a really dear friend from days gone by, and amazing, wonderful memories are just flooding my head right now as she sits before me. But before I introduce you to my guest, I want you to just close your eyes and take a moment. And think about that time when you had the most amazing cappuccino of your life. It was dark, but sweet, really strong and tasty, with the perfect amount of frothy, bubbly foam sitting on top, and just sprinkled and dashed with just the right amount of cinnamon to add that spice that's so necessary. Sounds so delicious. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you Lena Bradford, better known as DJ Lena.
Hi, Cookie.
Oh, no, Lena-licious. Welcome, girl.
Thank
I had
you.
to set it up for you, girl. I had to put it into a dreamy moment, girl.
Good. You look fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Really
I
good.
mean, we look good.
We do look
Okay, you know what they say.
Just selling that dress, baby.
Well, you know, I'm going to say, I wanted to just give a little shout out because this is from Montgomery. Montgomery Harris is the designer of this dress. It's a really amazing. It's from the archives. It's a silk jersey. And I thought about you when she showed me this dress because it's very 80s and it's very Lena.
It's gorgeous.
It's very sassy. You know, it's like
that slit.
You know what I mean?
Ouch.
Like, I mean, you would work this dress. Like we said, the only thing about this dress for you, I would change the neckline.
Yeah,
so it'd be
I
more
would bring
plunging.
it down just a little, yeah.
Plunging neckline.
Just a touch.
And I also wanted to thank MontgomeryBoutique.com for our gift for being on the show.
Oh, my God.
This
Thank
is
you so much.
a limited edition collector's item. It's called the Jolinda Tote. And I love the detailing on it. Like
Yeah, that's
the little doll.
good.
She
Look at
does decoupage and she does a lot of restoration work.
Oh, and it's got a little
And it's
clasp
got the
here and a
little
little
magnet
area to put in the
Isn't that
pocket.
great?
This
It's
would be great
fun.
when I go to
Trader
Joe's.
Right now. That's our favorite place.
I love it.
I love it. Yes. So yeah, I was just so blown away by how beautiful you looked after not seeing you for almost 5
Thank
years.
you. It's
Hello.
kind of crazy.
I know, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen. I'm telling you, this is so intense. I'm going to be 50 in December.
I can't.
And I'm
This is good.
sitting
This is
right?
easy, y'all.
And I'm sitting in my living room thinking about, okay, I'm not really big on birthdays, but this is a milestone, and I need to do something really fierce, especially getting through 2010.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I needed a fierce DJ, and you came up immediately. And I was like, let me go on Facebook and see if this girl can get on the show. And here we are, just like that. Like, why didn't I do that
Well,
before?
it should be effortless, and that's how it's like no time has passed for the two of us.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's April, which is I'm calling you Girl Lena. I know her as Girl Lena, but now it's Lena, right? But April is your birthday month, and here we are. So what perfect timing.
Thank you very much.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Now, also want to give credit to Spa Bell for the Passion OPI nail polish on the fingers and the pedicure with black cherry chutney.
It's making me hungry.
I know.
And I love some scraping.
I know. But now let's talk about you and those shoes. They're gorgeous.
Thank you.
Let me see this shoe. Oh, beautiful. And
Thanks,
it looks
my
like it's
love.
comfortable.
Of course, I don't put anything on that's not comfortable.
Louboutin
It's got to be
strikes again.
functional. It's got to be functional and sexy and cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, Louboutin.
Because you don't know what you're doing, honey.
Right?
So you got to make sure you're comfortable in it.
And you got to tell our audience that story that when you went to Paris and Louboutin picked you up.
When I was with my agency, they're in Paris, I was at the house and he sent a car over to pick me up and to pick out some shoes for the event that I was spinning that night at Man Ray.
Wow.
And he ended up giving me like 8 pairs of shoes and like signing his book for me.
That's amazing.
He's a really good guy.
Isn't
Very
that
sweet.
amazing?
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I wanted to share that with you, audience, is because I wanted the audience to really realize the benefits of being living a life of authenticity and being true to yourself. And even though that comes with a lot of challenges, there are those special moments like you just mentioned.
The energy that you throw out,
Right.
you know?
And that positive back, you know, that yin and yang, positive energy. Now, this dress you're selling the dress too, honey.
Thank you, my love.
Selling the dress.
Black Halo. My good friend Joey, he carries it in his showroom here in New York, and it's
I love
great.
the neckline.
I do too, and it's
so
forgiving
great.
material, you know.
It's like a stretch.
Yeah. I don't know what it is,
beautiful.
but it's very cozy. I've got a few of these dresses.
Yeah, and it looks
I love
amazing.
them. Thank you.
Yeah,
Will you help me get
totally
into
chic.
it?
I know, that was fun. No, wasn't that fun?
My winter weight. Wait, listen.
Well, you know what? It looks
wait,
good on
here,
you.
hang on.
Okay?
It's like a rubber band.
But it
honey.
looks good on you.
It feels good on
Your
me.
body looks amazing.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
You look amazing.
So do you.
And it's like, wow. I mean, we met like, what, 1990? What's
No, it was earlier than that.
right? Because
It's like, honey,
I think we have to give credit to
Yes.
Montreal and Nicholas
I think we need to give
Jenkins.
credit to our mocha skin.
Yes, mocha and cappuccino. There you go. Okay. But I mean, we were just sitting here while we were waiting to do the show, and we were thinking about all these amazing moments.
It's funny. I can't even look at you without laughing and just having a flashback of
All
nothing but
this-
good
right.
times. We had
Yes.
some wonderful times together.
Oh, I mean-
Bronx.
Oh.
Lizard.
Yes.
Oof, when Montreal was fierce.
And right, and let's give credit to Nicholas Jenkins.
Nicholas
Sterile,
Jenkins.
Sterile Cowboys
Amazing,
Productions.
amazing.
Because he did some
Hello,
amazing
and
parties.
our sister Cookie.
Yes.
Bless you,
absolutely.
girl.
Yes, she's watching. She's right
She's
here with
watching
us.
us.
She's
Hello.
right here with
I
us.
know.
Yes.
Watch out, she-
And she remembers the shopping cart runway.
Oh my God.
And
the
you,
sex garage parties.
Okay, and you in your thigh-high Flubog boots.
And
me,
you with your
Gautier
Gautier
thigh-high-
thigh boots on and our Fluvogs.
Okay.
What?
Halter tops, Daisy Duke shorts.
And
I mean,
short platinum pompadour
oh.
preach hair I had.
Okay.
I had
And it-
short platinum
oh.
pompadour preach hair, y'all.
Yes. And I was running around Montreal
you were
with a
platinum
pink.
too, yeah.
Remember before that
Yes.
with the pink triangle?
Oh my God, I can't.
good
But you know what? Those are the times.
Yes.
And they were changing.
Yeah. We're gonna get into that too.
Yeah.
Like, well, but you know, one of the things I wanted to just briefly mention too is that you know, fashion can be, yes, very frivolous, but I think that fashion has its place, and especially when we're trying to create our authentic identities. And I'm always more interested in not what you're wearing, but why you're wearing it.
Right.
So just
Well, you can also see who's wearing it and who is being worn by it.
Exactly. Now, just for our audience, your favorite designers and why they're your favorite designers?
Well, you know, I think that as you mature, everything changes. You know, your body, your mentality, your spirituality, and just where you are in your life. And it's funny because, you know, back in the day, like we were talking about all of these very fun, flamboyant things,
Yes.
but they were the times.
Right.
And my time right now is much different than when it was when I was
I mean, look at
younger.
you.
I mean, you know, I
Quiet.
don't mind getting dressed up, but
Right.
I love being low key and I
Yeah.
love being cozy.
Yes.
And I'm cozy in this, but me, when I have this rule that whenever I'm come home, I have to get automatically in my pajamas.
Yes.
And no shoes.
No.
You know,
No
I just,
shoes.
hello, your living room,
Yes,
I love
yes,
it. I mean,
yes.
I have to give it for the children,
Yes,
but
you do.
I'd love
Yes.
to be barefoot right now,
Right
too.
now, too. Well-
Okay.
After the show is over, we
After
can
the
kick
show,
off the season.
we'll
We'll
eat.
continue. Yeah, we'll continue this
Okay.
conversation.
But yeah, I
Exactly.
mean, so my design of being comfortable and what I like to wear now is, you know, very
Very different.
different,
Right,
very
exactly.
different. But that also has to do with my mentality and where I'm at. You know, I'm very comfortable in my body and in myself and in
Yes.
my whole, and that is strip the makeup away and just be at one with
What
me.
what did we say? We said at one point it was about bells and whistles, but now it's
Oh,
what was
you
that
had the
designer?
great coat,
Santambor and Nitropet.
Oh, goodness,
That
what was that?
designer, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Nitambor Santropet.
Right.
Which was the designer that we loved from Charivari.
Yes, yeah.
And
Oh,
it's so
Charivari.
appropriate that
Yeah.
we bring that up now
I
because
know.
that's our lives.
Yeah,
right
it,
now.
is, it really is.
No bells
it's
and
so
whistles.
funny how it comes so full circle in a way.
Right.
Because even before the bells and whistles or whatever was the simplicity.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and it
Right.
really took for us to have that simplicity and that palette that deserved to have colors
Right.
of the rainbow,
Right.
taste Skittles,
Yes,
to be where it is that you come back to again.
Exactly.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
It's like full circle.
It is, and
Totally.
being well-rounded.
Yes. Now,
And accepting it and understanding it, being that vessel.
yes. And you know, like just to balance it out, you know, we talked about those magical moments that happen in your life when you're living your dream.
Right.
But I also wanted to just talk a little bit about like those challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, we were talking about 2010. But for you, like if you had to share with our audience like one of those most challenging moments in your life, how you overcame it and why you didn't let it allow you to sidetrack you from living your dream.
That's a good question. I think that we continue to go through that every day of our
Yeah,
life,
yeah.
you know, whether it's big or small. And I can't really say that it's been one big thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's always been a little thing here and there, but I think that once I finally got to that spot of sitting there saying, why is this happening to me? I said, wait a minute, I sound exactly like those people that I say. You sound like the why me syndrome, where
Right.
it continues to happen all the time. Where I said, you know what? This is really not about that person or that situation. It's all about me.
Right.
And I think that when you finally get to that place, those things don't matter anymore, and they don't happen because it's really what you're projecting inside of yourself
It's
that
what's
it's going to project on the
reflected. Right.
outside.
Yep.
You know,
Exactly.
people are drawn to me because of the love that one I have for myself,
Right.
and the fact that I love people so much.
It starts
Being
with
an
you.
only child and loving to one be in this business and rock an audience of anywhere from 5,000 to 300 people.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It's all big and grand, and it's all beautiful and lovely with me.
Exactly.
And I love
Exactly.
it. So I don't have those moments. I refuse to allow myself to go back to those moments.
Right, exactly.
You know, that it's really a step forward every day.
And remember we were talking about the life lessons?
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I was sharing too that I think we should share with our audience is that the importance of learning to be comfortable in the uncomfortable, because that's when the growth occurs,
Yes,
right?
exactly. It's
and
true.
then the other thing too is like, you know, the life lessons are going to be thrown at us.
Exactly.
Trust
They're
and
going to
believe.
constantly be there.
Trust
You know,
and
this
believe.
is, you know,
Yeah.
a work in progress.
Yes.
Everybody.
The key is to learn from the lessons so it doesn't come back again.
Thank you. And apply them to your life and how they can be better.
Right, exactly.
And
Always
it's funny because it's really this that easy.
a work in progress, exactly.
You know, I think people sometimes overthink it too much, and
Right.
it's really not that much.
Now,
Not that much.
the other thing I wanted to show also too is just take a little step back. Growing up as a child, you know, I wanted to talk about, you know, we're handed that script when we're born, you know, for the starring role in that movie called Our Lives.
Amen.
But do we have to accept that script?
I think that we can rewrite the script.
Thank you. I just want to
We
make
can rewrite the script. We can be the
cut and
director. We can cut and paste.
I know, edit.
Amen, totally. Curl, alt, delete.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and that's what's beautiful about it, is that
Exactly.
it is our script and it is our life, and that's just it. It's our life.
Right.
We can do what we want to do with it.
Exactly.
And I think that people get caught up in thinking that other people orchestrate that.
Right, exactly. And that's when you lose
You
the joy.
gotta love you.
You.
I don't want anybody who doesn't love me.
Right.
Because if you don't love me, I don't love you.
Exactly.
I mean, really, think about it,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Why do you want to be with somebody who loves you, who doesn't love you?
Right.
You gotta love yourself first.
Exactly.
And if they don't love you, they're missing out.
And you know, I think that was part of the magic when we were in Montreal. Like I know for me, I was rejected from my religion
Right.
growing up Jehovah's Witness, and I had to really find myself
Yeah.
and really strengthen my core.
Of
You know what I
course,
mean?
yeah.
My self-identity, my self-esteem, etc.
Well, there's certainly no construction manual, especially at the time,
Right.
for our parents on how to raise us.
Right.
Things are a lot different.
Different
I mean,
now.
because we did the homework for all these kids and these parents and
Exactly.
media, you know, from ACT UP days and all of that
Yes,
carrying on,
yes.
that these kids, they have it.
Yes.
They have it. They have it so much
So much
easier.
yeah.
But our parents did not know all the things that it is that we
needed
were
to
putting
know.
them through.
Right, that's
You
true.
know what I mean?
Exactly.
So we were basically, like you said, we were writing our own script, hon.
Exactly. And that was so much of the
And
fun.
I loved it because I loved, you know, doing my homework and finding out
Yes.
about my predecessors ahead of me, from music to
Right.
fashion
Yeah.
to just knowledgement and all of that. I was thirsty for
Exactly.
it. I do find that nowadays that the young school children are a little lazy with that. It's very ADD. It's very computer. It's
Right.
very what can you tell me yesterday?
Yeah.
You know, and this entitlement of I deserve this.
And
Well, what
instant.
do you
Yeah,
deserve it
right,
for?
right.
And they can't answer you. It's like,
Right.
what type of things did you do to
To
deserve
deserve it,
this?
right.
I'll repeat it again. You know, it's like
And
you
everything's
have to give
instant.
something to it.
Right. And everything's instant.
It's so
You
instant.
know what I mean? And I think that was part of the magic too, with us being in Montreal, was that we were supporting each other's discoveries.
And we were, and that's another
Wasn't that
thing,
wonderful?
is that we were supportive.
Wow.
You know, I don't find that type of niche these days with the new school children, you know? I mean, all of us old school dolls, honey, we're still there. And we're like, you know
And
what?
we're
You
there
look
for each
good
other.
and there for each
Hello.
other. Like, you called
Thank
me
you.
and hollered. I was there. It didn't matter what I was doing.
Thank you.
This means more to me than
Yes.
other things. You
And
know what I mean?
That also goes into another thing that I wanted to talk about with you for our audience, is that's the key to longevity.
It's true.
Now, you
and
know
why
what-
you look so good and you're
I know.
scared. You know what? Because you know when you're bitter and you're evil.
It ages you.
It only ages you.
Exactly,
It makes
yeah.
you crusty and old, and
Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong with being old. But why do you
Be
want to be crusty
positive,
in it?
right? Exactly. Because you could be fabulous and old too.
Yeah, exactly.
So you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but I think that one of the things I was watching recently was the Valentino Last Emperor documentary.
Yes.
And I thought about us, and I thought
Yeah.
that one of the key things to longevity is who you surround yourself
It's
with.
true.
I mean,
I'm
that was an
everything with my
amazing-
circle. It
wasn't
really
it an
was. It
amazing
was a great
story?
metaphor in
45
so many
years.
ways. Yeah,
Yes.
I know.
Oh, it was fabulous.
Yeah.
And I was like, how come I didn't see this earlier?
Yeah, yeah.
And then to back it up, the next night I saw Queen.
Oh.
Helen, you know, she's
Yeah, yeah,
her
yeah, yeah,
award-winning
I haven't
performance.
seen that yet. I
Well,
have
you
not
know,
seen that
that
yet.
movie was so great about the challenges of being true to yourself and
Yes.
about Princess Di and
Yeah.
all of that. But it was really encouraging to see that challenge of being true to yourself crosses all minds.
It really does.
all
barriers,
financial
everything.
levels.
It has no holds barred. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And that was just that was gratifying. That
Yeah.
was really gratifying. And then also to see the power of the effect of change that you can have on people in your environment. I mean, when you see
You
this,
really don't know.
Right.
You don't know until you know.
I mean, and this is after after she died.
Yeah.
But even after she was gone, she was still affecting change because
Yeah.
there were certain connections to rules and policies
Exactly.
that the older generation was trying to stick to. And in the movie, you'll see, I don't want to give it away,
Yeah.
but after her death, you know, the Queen let go of some of that. And it was beautiful.
You gotta
it was
live.
beautiful.
You gotta live.
You know?
Yeah.
And this is why we now have this great relationship with our families, because we did the work. We
Yeah.
didn't sit around blaming other people
did
and
not.
waiting for somebody else to
Yeah.
do the changes. We made the changes.
That's right.
And then those changes were reflected in our environment.
Yes,
Isn't
they
that
did.
amazing?
It is
Isn't that
amazing. Yeah, it is.
That's powerful.
Hello, kids. Do some homework when you watch this.
I love sharing, you know, and I'm
Hello.
about writing books
Sharing
too.
is caring.
Yes. You have a book in you too, girl. You have a book
Oh,
in you.
what? Yes.
Okay,
Yes. It's
okay.
not that
We'll
time.
talk.
It's not
We'll
that
talk.
time.
We'll
Yes.
talk.
Those
Yeah.
memoirs are going to be. I can't. I can't.
You have a few books in you,
I
girl.
do. Bestseller.
Exactly. Now,
Highs and lows and heels.
you know, unfortunately, we only have 28
I know,
minutes for
and
our
we'll
audience.
probably-
Okay, but I do want to make sure that we get in the promo for
Sure.
the fierceness that's coming
Yeah,
up
okay.
on the island, et cetera.
So let me explain it to you. All
Yes.
right, so every year, prior to heading out to Firelion, where I work and spin, I head out in April, actually, and I'm there until like October, November.
Beautiful.
And so I always do the photo shoot for Twirlina, which is my party that I do on Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday is called TBS, Throw Black Sunday, and it's all
Yes.
classics.
Yes.
So some of these pictures that you're going to see are some of the photos that I do with my dream team. Darvell does my makeup. Ryan Cotton does my hair.
Beautiful.
And Aaron Norman, my God, he does the photos. So
Wow.
there you go. Oh, there's one.
Gorgeous. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, this goes back to longevity and our team.
Yes, yes.
You have a
I
fabulous
have
team.
my dream team. And
Yeah,
I
wow.
do every photo shoot with them.
Absolutely.
It's the comfortability,
Right.
you know.
And
where
the
it's like-
magic that
And the
happens.
magic that
Look at
happens.
the magic.
Like, you know, we have like, there's a one of, like, there's 3 of me in one of them. With that one, and then
Oh,
another
that's
one,
so
you have the
great.
boys.
That is so
That was my
great.
homage to Jordache.
Oh, I love it. Is it a jumpsuit?
Yeah, that's a jumpsuit.
Oh,
That's a
it's
Jordache
so-
jumpsuit,
that's
and they're wearing my
amazing.
Jordache jeans.
I love
And then
it.
there's some other ones too with me and that's the Avedon one that me and
that's gorgeous.
Aaron wanted to put together, and it was very dancer in me because you know I was a dancer.
We're going to
so-
talk about that.
Yeah, and then there's some other Jordache ones too.
That's
And so
fabulous.
from when I was a kid, when I was doing Jordache commercials, I was like, you know what, I'm going to do a homage and a throw black
Throw
to
black. That's
to
amazing.
the Jordache. So yeah, that's what those were about.
And you know, that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit too, just our background. But I mean, you, of course, was very committed to dance like I was.
Oh,
and
yeah.
We were twirling and just doing all kinds of creative fabulousness over
Yeah.
in Montreal. How did you land in Montreal? Because like, you know how I got
Yeah,
there.
yeah, I know how
'cause
you got there,
I started
yeah.
Act Up Montreal. And
Yes, I
very
remember
big-
that. I had come up to Montreal when a good friend of mine, Ken West, who I think you may have met, had brought me up there one weekend, and he's like, Lena, he's like, you would love Montreal. And we're in the city or whatever. I was like, all right, I'll go up. So went up, and I loved it.
Oh, yeah.
I
What is
was
there
like
not to love?
instant love
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
And, you know,
people.
Pierre and Serge. Remember Pierre and
Yes,
Serge?
yeah.
They're who I stayed with before I.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we were
Oh,
staying with them.
cool. Okay.
And so then I was like, oh my God, I want to move up there. So I was like to my mom, I was like, Mom, I was like, I want to move to Montreal.
Yes.
So she took care of it, and I moved up there
isn't
for, I
it-
was like, what, a year and a half?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't it
Wasn't
seem
it so-
longer?
Yeah, it seems like a really long time ago too, but.
No, it seemed like a long time ago, but it did seem
seemed
like I was
lo-
there longer.
Right. I think, yeah, because I mean, I was there from what, 1990 until like 94, and then I moved to Paris.
Yeah. You went to Paris, and I came back to New York, but
right.
My God, yeah, it was only a year and a half I lived
But it was
there.
an amazing
It was
time.
amazing. It
I
just
mean-
molded so much of who I am now.
Yes. Totally, right?
It really did,
Yes.
and also just the times, and also the times in Montreal,
Right.
because they had that European vibe, and
Right.
oh, it's just
And
delicious.
they knew how to have a good
They
time,
really did.
right?
They knew how to appreciate all this.
Thank you. And you know, remember that time we did that fabulous party for Black and Blue?
Yes,
came
we're gonna
out
came
out of
the
the spaceship?
and
Oh,
the
was that
what was it in
amazing? The
Olympic Stadium, yes, yes.
yes. Wasn't that
oh
amazing?
my God, that was amazing.
Oh, good times.
Good times.
Good times. Good times. Now, what do you see for yourself moving forward? Like, I mean, I always every once in a while ask myself, where do I see myself in 5 years, or where do I see
You know,
myself in
it's-
10 years?
it's so funny
Just to
that-
kind of keep myself
Yeah,
on track.
I've always been asked this in interviews, whatever. I always just say to be healthy and focused and together.
Yes.
And I just flourish from the next day to the next month or whatever. I don't like to write my show.
Okay, got you.
Me personally. I like to work my show out with what's going on at the moment
Right.
and where, it spins off from.
Right.
Because of my shows. I
They
got a
spin
lot of
off.
shows going on.
A lot of spinning off.
A lot of spin-off shows, yes.
Yes.
So I like to allow my shows to be organic.
Yes, I like that. Now, clubs and politics.
Sure.
Living in New York, we've seen our share of the effects of politics in the club world. And we know, you and I know, and all of those who participate in our swirl know that music is a universal language and that it unites people.
Yeah.
And that's a very important ingredient, especially in the times that we're living in now.
Yes.
But yet, the Palladium is an NYU dorm.
Thank you.
Limelight is a shopping
Historical
mall.
landmarks. I'm
And
like,
Roxy, I don't know what's going to
come
happen to Roxy.
on.
There's probably going
Oh,
to be condominiums.
you have to be able to give them a huge amount of coin in order to rent it out.
That's crazy.
But it's like, really?
And Paradise Garage, legendary
I mean, come
Paradise
on,
Garage. It's a
all of it,
Verizon.
the
It's
Saint,
Verizon network.
All of it.
Yeah,
all
the
of
Saint,
it.
all of it.
Yes, Area 54.
And that's another thing too. I wanted to honor you on is that it's also important to know how to be flexible and how to be a chameleon in your
Yes.
business.
Yes.
And I know we did a lot of the club
Yeah.
thing, but now you're doing fashion shows.
Yeah.
Tell our audience about this fabulous.
It's funny. Like I said, the whole organic thing and the spin-off shows.
Yeah.
From back in the day. When we were both dancing in
Right,
clubs and
yeah.
whatnot and hosting parties.
Right.
To that escalating from movies and which I just finished one after the season, which will come out this summer.
Great.
Called Graveyard.
Talk about it. Right. Okay.
And from movies and then to DJing, which I've been doing for the last 17, 18 years.
Right, but the connection to
Crazy.
fashion and the
Fashion,
shows,
yeah,
that's
and it all just happens
amazing.
and it all spins off from that way.
Right.
So, you could say that you want to do this, but other opportunities come and present themselves.
Exactly.
And hey.
And let's face it, image is really important in the business that we're
It
in.
is. But it's funny because I never, if people have said, God, there's been so many creations of you, whatever. It's amazing how you reinvent yourself. I'm like, you know what? It's not that big of a show for me. I don't think like that. It's very organic. I'm very humble. I'm very serious, and I love what it is that I do, but I'm not really thinking, oh my God, what would take it to turn it out fiercer to that next
Level.
scenario?
Right.
I'm not. I think that's just the realness and the humbleness in me that I really do love what it is that I do. And it shows when I'm
Right.
spinning.
Yes, absolutely.
I love the people. I love music. And
That's it. That's it. Enough said.
I'm,
Now I know you as Girlene, and you know me as Mokashina back in the day. Now, tell me about the process of the transformation.
Maturity.
Exactly.
maturity, girl, Lena.
I love
Drop the girl.
I love
Lena.
that. I
Yeah.
love DJ Lena.
It's
I
just
love
that
Lena. It's
simple.
just really
Lena.
the essence of who you are too,
Exactly.
right? Yeah.
I'm grown
exactly.
up now,
Yeah.
That was the time for me,
Right. Yeah. Wow.
running amok.
So I'm just so excited that
I'm
I
happy
could
to
share
be here
you with
you.
my audience.
I know.
Right?
Me too.
Yeah,
It's delicious
yeah,
to be here with you, and I love this whole concept that you're doing.
Thank you.
You're going to get picked up, honey.
Thank you. Oh, you heard it from Lena.
Don't sleep.
Lena.
Don't sleep.
Now, I'm excited to know what you have in store as far as for the future. I mean, you're going to be on the island for a few months.
Yeah, but Mondays you can catch me over at my
yes,
sugar cookie
yes.
party at Tolman's on
Give them the
26th.
details, girl.
Sure. Tolman's is on 26th between 6th and 7th. That's my Monday night party. That's from like 10 to like 2. And then Wednesdays at Vlada, and then I head out to the island. And then I'll be back in the fall.
Yeah, we're going to have to come out to the island to see you.
You'll have to come to Torlina and TBS.
Yes. Well, we're overdue for dinner together.
Yes,
so
we are.
We're going to do
So
that.
you'll come and cook at my house on the island.
Definitely.
Yep.
And the other thing I wanted to also just pick your brain. You've learned a lot in life, and we both have well-seasoned, veterans at what we do. But like for those that are watching the show who have some idea of a dream that they want to dust off and pick up off the shelf, but they're still kind of like, but I got this corporate job and I have insurance and everything's pretty safe.
Say, like, don't look at it as a dream. Look at it as that, you know what? If it's been coming to you and it's reoccurring, that is a huge message that you need to listen to inside of yourself.
Yes.
Pick up the phone, answer the call, and go for it.
I love it.
That's
Excellent.
it.
That's it. I have a quote that I wanted to share with the audience, and I wanted to share with you too. It's from Daisaku Ikeda, one of my mentors in life, and I think it says a lot about what we're talking about today. It says, a true individual never comes to full flower without hard work. Therefore, you're making a big mistake if you think that who you are right now represents all you are capable of being.
That's delicious.
Isn't that beautiful?
It's beautiful.
And that's
Confucius says.
I know. Daisaku Ikeda. That's a quote from Daisaku Ikeda. I think I've been flashed that our time is almost up, so that's perfect timing.
This has been fantastic.
Oh my goodness, it's amazing.
Good therapy.
Amazing.
You're beautiful. Thank you
We are
so
beautiful.
much, Mama.
I know.
I mean it.
Oh, we look good.
And I want to give a shout out to Couture, my little Yorkie.
Oh yeah.
Mommy loves you.
I was gonna say bring her.
I should have. He would have been sitting right here at our feet, living room.
Well, you know what? You're gonna be back on the show again.
I'll come back.
Exactly. We'll have you back after you're all tanned and.
Yeah, because I'm so high yellow right now. It's disgusting, audience.
After you're all
I hope this lighting is really good and that
It is.
It
is.
is.
Yeah, you look amazing. And guess what? It's high definition.
Oh, now they're all in your grill.
No, but I'm saying that when it's on air, like it's like really, really beautiful.
Good.
Like it's, I
love
love because I've never watched the show on the television until recently, and it looks really good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
All right.
No, so the next time we have you all baked up and
baked up. He meant color. We gotta specify, these children. Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, I'm overwhelmed.
I know.
I'm overwhelmed. This is like 5 years in the waiting, ladies and gentlemen.
Good times.
Well, I'm really excited to have you back for my next exciting segment of Elements of Fierce, where we continue to celebrate entrepreneurs.
We're going to sit here and kiki until whenever.
Well, you know what? This is the cutting. What is it? The Catching Up and Cutting Up
show? The Catching Up and Cutting Up show.
That's the new name for the show. The Catching Up and Cutting Up show. I love it.
Fantastic.
We may be on to something.
Hello. What?
Catching Up and Cutting Up.
Hi, and we're black.